Focus on results, not excuses. Think about that for a moment. Every day, we face challenges. Every day, obstacles appear. Every day, it's easy to make excuses, to blame someone, to justify why things aren't working. But here's the truth. Excuses never create results. Excuses are comfortable. They're safe, but they are the enemy of progress. Success is not built on excuses. Success is built on action. Success is built on responsibility. Success is built on doing what you said you would do no matter what. Today, I want to show you a simple, powerful principle that will change the way you work, the way you think, and the way you achieve. Focus on results, not excuses. Because when you do, life stops giving you reasons and starts giving you results. Let me ask you something. How often do you hear yourself say, I can't because I don't have the time. I can't because I don't have the money. I can't because life isn't fair. Excuses are everywhere. They whisper in your ear. They justify why you aren't where you want to be. Excuses are easy, comfortable, safe. But comfort never builds greatness. I've seen it many times. People full of talent, full of potential, stuck, held back, all because of excuses. They blame the economy, their boss, their upbringing, circumstances. And while they explain why they haven't succeeded, life keeps moving. Opportunities pass, dreams fade, results remain out of reach. Here's the truth. Results don't care about excuses. Results don't negotiate with reasons. Results respond only to action, to focus, to persistence. Let me tell you a story. I once worked with a young man, brilliant mind, great ideas, but every day he had an excuse. The market is down. I don't have enough resources. I'll start next week. And every day, nothing happened. Then one day, he stopped, looked in the mirror, realized something. Excuses are choosing my future for me. That's when he changed. He said, I am done giving my life to excuses. I will focus on results no matter what. He started small, one task each day, tracked his progress, held himself accountable. Within a year, he was unrecognizable. Excuses disappeared. Results became his focus. Lesson: excuses are the enemy. Results are the prize. You cannot chase both. Most people fail, not because they lack ability, not because they lack intelligence. They fail because they let excuses run their life. Life isn't fair. Waiting for fairness, you get nothing. Waiting for the perfect time, you get nowhere. Waiting for someone to make it easy, you get the same as everyone else, nothing. The secret? Focus on results. Not reasons, not complaints, not what's missing. Focus on the next step, the next action, the next decision that brings you closer to your goal. Here's a tip. Write down the results you want today, not tomorrow. Beside each, ask, am I making excuses or taking action? Awareness is the first step. Then comes change. Remember this. Success is predictable, not luck, not magic. It's hard work, discipline. And discipline begins with refusing to let excuses decide your life. Want to win? Move forward? Then do this. Focus on results. No matter what. Even when it's uncomfortable. Even when it's hard. Even when the world gives you reasons to quit. Excuses keep you where you are. Results take you where you want to go. Today, identify one area where excuses have been winning. Do something about it. Take one step. Make one call. Send one email. Learn one skill. Just do it. Now. Every action toward results shrinks the power of excuses. Every decision to focus on what matters moves you closer to your dreams. Life is simple, not easy. Excuses or results. Focus or distraction. Stagnation or growth. Which will you choose? Focus on results. Not excuses. Do it daily. and your life will change. Let me ask you, how often do you focus on reasons? Reasons why things won't work. Reasons why life is unfair. Reasons why success feels impossible. If you're like most people, too often, here's the problem. Reasons are easy. Reasons feel safe. Reasons let you stay comfortable. But comfort never produces results. I want to tell you something important. Results don't care about reasons. Let me explain. I once knew a man, smart, talented, ambitious. He had plans to start a business, to change his life. But every day, he had a new reason. The market is too competitive. I don't have enough experience. I'll wait until next year. And what happened? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You see, life doesn't wait for reasons. Life rewards action. Life rewards results. Here's the truth. You can have all the reasons in the world. You can justify, explain, and rationalize. But if you don't take action, you get zero results. I want to share a lesson I learned the hard way. Years ago, I had a dream, a big one, but I kept finding reasons not to start. I don't have enough money. I'm not ready yet. I'll do it when the timing is better. Then one day, I realized something. My reasons were running my life. They were choosing my future. I made a choice, a simple choice. Focus on results, not reasons. I started small. One step at a time, one action each day, one decision to move forward. The result? Momentum, progress, success. That's the key. Momentum doesn't come from reasons. It comes from results. Every action produces a result. Some results are small, some are big, but every result moves you forward. Here's a principle I live by. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. That's results thinking, not reasons thinking. Reasons keep you stuck. Results set you free. Let me give you a practical example. Say you want to write a book. Reasons thinking says, I don't have time. I'm not a good writer. Maybe later. Results thinking says, what can I do today that moves me closer? Can I write one page? Can I outline one chapter? See the difference? One focuses on excuses. One focuses on action. Another truth. Successful people aren't special. They aren't luckier. They just focus on results. They have challenges too. They have obstacles. They have reasons not to do what they do. But they don't let reasons control them. They focus on results. Always. Let me share one more story. A friend of mine wanted to get in shape. He had every reason not to start. I'm too busy. I'm too old. I've failed before. But he decided. Results over reasons. He started walking every morning, then running, then lifting. One small result at a time. Months later, he looked in the mirror. He was fit, healthy, strong, all because he focused on results, not reasons. Here's the secret. Focus on what you can do, not what you can't. Focus on the next step, the next action, the next decision. Write down your goal, then write one action you can take today, not tomorrow, today. Do it daily. Track it, measure it, because results compound. Excuses compound too. But in the opposite direction, remember this. Reasons are temporary. Results are permanent. Life is simple, not easy. Choose results over reasons. Choose action over explanation. Choose progress over comfort. Every time you do, you move closer to your goals, closer to your dreams, closer to the life you desire. So ask yourself, today, are you giving energy to your reasons or to your results? Decide, act, move forward, and don't look back. Because life rewards those who focus on results, not reasons. Let me ask you something. How much of your energy goes into things that don't matter? We often spend time on distractions, on tasks that feel urgent but aren't important, on busy work that keeps us moving but never moving forward. We call it action, but it's not productive action. It's wasted effort. Action alone doesn't create results. Focused action does. Let me explain. I once met a young entrepreneur, full of energy, full of ideas. Every day, he was working hard. But after a year, his business hadn't grown. Why? Because he focused on everything, except what worked. He spent hours on social media, hours on meetings that didn't matter, hours on tasks someone else could do. Energy without direction is wasted energy. Then I shared a simple principle with him. Focus on what works. Multiply it. Ignore the rest. He looked confused. I said, take the things that produce results. Do more of those. Drop the things that don't. It was a breakthrough. He started small, identified one thing that produced results in his business. One action, one habit. He repeated it daily. And in a few months, his business started growing. Not slowly, rapidly. Here's the lesson. Action without focus is noise. Action with focus is power. Too many people think, I need to do more. Wrong. Do better. Do smarter. Do what works. Here's a practical way to start. Write down your goals. Then write down all the actions you're taking. Review them carefully. Ask, which of these actions bring results? Which actions are just busy work? Which actions can I eliminate? Then, focus. Only on what works. Let me tell you a story from my own life. Years ago, I wanted to improve my speaking. I did everything. Read books, took notes, attended seminars, practiced daily. But progress was slow. Why? Because I spread myself too thin. Then I realized I need to focus on what works. So I identified one thing that truly improved my speaking. 1 hour of practice daily, 1 speech per week, 1 reflection afterward. Everything else? I stopped. The results were remarkable. My confidence grew. My clarity improved. My influence expanded. Action focused on what works multiplies results. Here's another truth. Results are never random. They are the outcome of consistent, focused actions. You can't expect to water 10 seeds and hope one grows. You focus on the seeds that thrive. Nurture them. Remove the weeds. Your life works the same way. Focus on the actions that produce growth. Ignore distractions. Remove the things that waste your energy. Let me give you a practical exercise. Today, list 3 actions you do that produce results. Then list 3 actions that produce little to no results. Drop 1 unproductive action immediately. Double down on 1 productive action. Do this every day, every week, every month. Watch how your results compound. Remember this. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what works. Energy is limited. Focus is your multiplier. Consistency is your secret weapon. The more you do what works, the less you waste time. The faster you grow, the greater your impact. Action without focus is like rowing a boat in a storm. You're moving, but not toward your destination. Action with focus is like rowing in calm water toward a clear horizon. Every stroke counts. Every effort moves you closer. So ask yourself today, are you taking action that works or just action that feels busy? Identify the difference. Commit to the results-producing actions. Ignore everything else. This is how winners operate. Focused, deliberate, consistent, not frantic, not scattered, not distracted. Take the actions that matter. Repeat them. Remove what doesn't. Do this for a month, then a year, then a lifetime. Results will follow. Opportunities will appear. Success will become inevitable. Because in the end, life rewards those who focus their actions on what works. Not those who work hard. Not those who stay busy. But those who focus on results-producing actions. Action matters. But focused action changes everything. Let me ask you something. How many people work hard but see little to no results? Too many. Why? Because focus alone is not enough. Focus must be combined with discipline. Focus must be acted upon consistently. Focus must be turned into results. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I worked with a young man who had vision. He had focus. He knew exactly what he wanted. But his results were inconsistent. Some weeks, he made progress. Other weeks, he fell behind. I asked him, "Are you acting daily on your focus or just thinking about it?" He paused and then admitted the truth. He had focus, but he didn't act consistently. He had direction, but no discipline. That's when I told him something that changed his life. Focus without consistent action is like a car without fuel. You have direction, but you won't move. You see, focus is like a flashlight. It can shine on your path, but unless you walk the path, it's useless. Results come from action, but not random action. Focused action, deliberate action, consistent action. Here's a principle I want you to understand. Small, consistent actions done with focus turn into big results over time. Let me give you an example. Imagine you want to improve your health. You focus on diet. You focus on exercise. But you only act sporadically. Some days you eat right. Some days you skip workouts. What happens? Almost nothing. Now imagine you take the same focus, but you act consistently. Every day, a little effort, yes, but consistent. Weeks turn into months. Months turn into a year. And suddenly, the results are undeniable. Your energy increases. Your strength improves. Your life transforms. That's how focus becomes results. Another story. I knew a man who wanted financial freedom. He focused on saving. He focused on investing. At first, he only occasionally saved, occasionally invested. But then he decided, I will focus and act consistently, no matter what. Every week, he saved a small portion. Every month, he invested intelligently. He kept learning. He refined his methods. Years later, he achieved financial independence, not because he was lucky, not because he had a special talent, because he took focused action consistently. Here's the truth. Life rewards those who do what others won't, consistently. It's easy to focus for a day, a week, maybe a month, but few maintain that focus long enough to produce results. This is where discipline comes in. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is taking action when distractions call. Discipline is maintaining focus when challenges appear. Focus plus discipline equals results. Let me give you a practical framework to turn your focus into results. 1. Define your key actions. Identify the small number of activities that produce the greatest results. 2. Schedule them daily. Don't rely on motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Schedule your actions and follow through. 3. Track progress. Measure outcomes, not effort. Focus on results, not busyness. 4. Adjust and refine. Learn from what works and what doesn't. Eliminate distractions. Double down on winners. 5. Repeat consistently. Momentum is built one focused, disciplined action at a time. Let me share a personal insight. When I first started public speaking, I had focus. I knew I wanted to succeed, but my results were inconsistent. Then I applied discipline. I spoke every week. I practiced every day. I studied successful speakers. I reflected on each performance. The results? Remarkable growth. Audience size increased. Influence grew. Opportunities multiplied. Focus alone gave me direction. Discipline transformed it into results. Here's the principle in its simplest form. Focus is the roadmap. Discipline is the engine. Results are the destination. Too often, people blame circumstances. They blame luck. They blame resources. But the truth is simple. Those who achieve results focus on what matters and act consistently until the goal is reached. Remember this. Small, focused steps compounded over time produce extraordinary outcomes. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for someone else to push you. Start now. Take the action today that your future self will thank you for. Keep focus. Apply discipline. Turn every action into a step forward. Because every moment you delay, results slip further away. Every moment you act with purpose, Results move closer. Success is predictable, not random, not magical. It comes to those who focus, act, and persist. So ask yourself, am I acting consistently on my focus? Or am I letting distractions steer me off course? Decide, act, persist, repeat, and watch how focus transforms into results. Let me ask you something. What does it feel like to live a life focused on results? Not busy work, not distractions, not excuses. I'm talking about deliberate, focused action, day after day, week after week, month after month. The reward is not just success. The reward is freedom. The reward is confidence. The reward is the satisfaction of knowing your life is in your hands. Years ago, I met a man who had spent decades drifting. He was busy, but his life lacked results. He worked hard, but he never measured outcomes. He told me, I feel like life just happens to me. I wake up, I work, I sleep, and I repeat. I don't know if I'm moving forward. I smiled and said, you've been letting life run you. Now it's time to run life. Focus on results and watch the transformation. He was skeptical, but he tried. He started small. He set clear goals. He identified the few actions that mattered most. He acted every day, consistently. He tracked his results. Months passed. Progress became visible. Confidence returned. Energy increased. Opportunities appeared. Eventually, he achieved more than he had imagined possible. Not because of luck, not because of talent, because he focused on results and refused to let excuses dictate his life. This is the secret. Results are the reward for focus and disciplined action. Think about it this way. Excuses are easy. They are comfortable. They require no courage, no commitment. But they never bring results. Results require action. They require focus. They require consistency. And when you start living with this mindset, life changes. You wake up with purpose. You work with intention. You rest with satisfaction. The reward is deeper than money or recognition. It's the internal confidence that comes from knowing you are building the life you want. Let me share a personal story. When I began speaking publicly, I faced rejection. I faced criticism. I faced moments when quitting felt easier than continuing. But I focused on results, not excuses. I asked myself, what action today will bring me closer to the outcome I want? I spoke, practiced, reflected, learned. I repeated this day after day. Years later, my life transformed. My impact grew. My income increased. My opportunities multiplied. But the most important reward? The confidence that no matter the challenge, I could achieve results if I focused and acted. Living a results-oriented life isn't just about achieving goals. It's about becoming the type of person who naturally achieves goals. When results become your measure, habits improve, decisions improve, relationships improve. You stop blaming circumstances. You stop waiting for permission. You stop relying on luck. You act. You persist. You improve. You succeed. Here's a practical framework to live a results-oriented life. 1. Clarity. Define the results you want in every area of your life. Career, health, relationships, personal growth. Be specific. 2. Focus. Identify the actions that directly produce these results. Drop the rest. 3. Consistency. Commit to these actions every day. Do not allow excuses to interfere. 4. Measurement. Track progress. Assess what works. Refine what doesn't. 5. Celebration. Acknowledge achievements. Celebrate milestones. Let success fuel further growth. Think about it like this. If you throw seeds randomly in a field, some may grow, most will not. If you plant seeds in fertile soil, water them consistently, remove weeds, and give them sunlight, they grow abundantly. Focus, action, discipline, and persistence are your fertile soil. Results are your harvest. There's another reward that's often overlooked. When you live a results-oriented life, you inspire others. Your family notices your consistency. Your friends notice your discipline. Your colleagues notice your commitment. Results have a ripple effect. They create influence. They create opportunities. They create trust. Living this way transforms more than your own life. It transforms the lives of those around you. Now, I want you to think about this. What if every decision you made was aimed at producing results? What if every action you took was deliberate? What if every moment of your life was lived with focus and intention? The life you would create would be extraordinary. It begins with a single choice. Choose today to focus on results. Choose to act. Choose to persist. Choose to eliminate excuses. Remember, life doesn't reward intentions. Life rewards results. Excuses are distractions. Focused action is power. Consistency is momentum. Results are the proof. And when you achieve results, the reward is more than accomplishment. It's peace of mind. It's confidence. It's freedom. You no longer wonder if your efforts matter. You no longer question if your work counts. You no longer drift through life. You are intentional. You are productive. You are living a life you designed, not one life designed for you. So take this lesson to heart. Focus on results, not excuses. Act with purpose. Persist with discipline. Measure your progress. Adjust and refine. Celebrate your wins. Do this daily, and the rewards will be remarkable, not just in your career, not just in your finances, not just in your health, but in your confidence, your relationships, and your peace of mind. Because in the end, the ultimate reward isn't what you accomplish. It's the person you become along the way. Live as a results-oriented person. Let your actions speak louder than words. Let your results tell the story of your life. This is the life that Jim Rohn always taught. The life of purpose, the life of discipline, the life of remarkable results. Focus, act, persist, achieve, repeat, and watch how your life transforms, second by second, action by action, result by result. And so, remember this. Life will not wait for you. Opportunities won't knock twice. Excuses will never build your dreams. Focus on results. Act with purpose. Persist with discipline. Measure your progress. Refine your actions. Celebrate your wins. Do this consistently, and you will transform your life. Your results are your legacy. Your actions define your story. And the life you desire is waiting if you refuse to let excuses decide. So start today. Start now. Focus. Act. Persist. Achieve. Live a life of results. Live a life you designed. Live fully. Because in the end, your results will speak louder than words ever could.